name's Keith, and we're going to talk about my hobby progress this week. Like always, it's been a pretty busy week. I painted my first mini with a color scheme that one of you guys suggested. I have some updated pictures of the terrain board, and I'm frantically painting a snake priestess to use in my D&D game on Sunday. But to start off, I really want to thank everyone for their support they've been showing, especially on the last video. I picked a random mini and asked for your suggestions on what color scheme to paint it in. We had a lot of good suggestions, and I really want to thank you for your support and your ideas. I particularly like the fluorescent suggestions. There were 2 of those, and I didn't have fluorescent paint, so I had to go out and I bought fluorescent yellow. Ultimately, only one color scheme could be picked, but I still saved the other ones in an Excel spreadsheet just so that I can use them in the future. For this mystery mini, since there were 4 color schemes, I rolled a d4 and assigned a color scheme to each number. And the dice randomly chose Kelly Irish 9522. Congratulations, Kelly. Let's see what your color scheme looks like on this skeletal Viking. Here's our undead Viking. Kelly chose 3 colors, that being pale blue, Kelly green, and black. I feel as if the pale blue and the Kelly green are kind of obvious at this point, but the black doesn't really come through. The armor comes across more as gray. I was actually experimenting with a new metallic paint that I got, magnesium from Pro Acryl. I believe it's out of their Adepticon series that they just released. I really think it's a beautiful metallic, but I'm beginning to think that my spray can matte varnish is not so beautiful. It definitely dulled down the black of the magnesium and made it more gray, and you can barely tell that it was metallic to begin with. Overall, I still think the mini came out really good. I have a brush-on matte varnish that I'm going to try next time, and I got to experiment a little bit by glazing that Kelly green over a silver metallic. It kind of gives the green parts of the armor a dragon hide component to it, like it was made out of dragon scale. I really like the effect of it all, so thank you again, Kelly Irish, for a great color scheme. But it's a new week, and therefore a new mystery mini. I have the mystery eBay box right here, so I will go ahead and pick a mini. Well, this is a bargain deal because I pulled out 2 minis. Both of these are from the Japanese inspired kit. We have a ninja pterodactyl, and we have a duck-billed archer samurai that I recently learned they're called hadrosaurs. Those 2 minis look like an absolute joy to paint, so I will get them primed and painted over this next week. Make sure to leave a comment down below with 3 more colors in which you want to see them painted in. You can even choose 3 for each mini. I'll add them to the list and then randomly choose a paint scheme for each of them. Though, to be honest, it's looking like we're going to have some fluorescent dinosaurs. Before we move on to looking at the terrain board, I want to thank the one anonymous subscriber that subscribed over this past week. We had been sitting at 13 subscribers for a while now, and that is an unlucky number, so the 14th subscriber is much appreciated. But enough of me being sappy and sentimental, let's go ahead and look at the terrain board. Here she is in all her glory. I have assembled everything, but I haven't actually glued it down. Anything that is gray still needs to be painted and washed and given some more definition. The pylon in the back definitely needs some color, as well as a couple other things, but I'm overall happy with the general vibe that it's giving. It definitely gives off cave. I wanted to give it a feeling of cramped / claustrophobic, but still be able to see everything. Again, you can't have a wall around it because the players need to interact with their miniatures while they're on the board, but I think I did a good job of adding elements that make it feel claustrophobic without actually cluttering the board too much. I thinned down a yellow sandish color and did some highlights on the top parts of the rocks, and then did the same thing for the shadows with a darker brown color. I pushed both of those through the airbrush in order to get that and then thin them down pretty significantly so that I could build up the contrast that I wanted. I still think overall I need to darken it with a wash to get a grimy, grungy appearance to it, and then I can reestablish some of those highlights later on. But again, happy with how it's gone. Final thing that I worked on, and it's weird to say final because this is the primary thing that I worked on this week, is this Snake Priestess. The model is a Medusai Ironscale from Games Workshop, and I've been putting a lot of time into it because this is a mini boss in the current D&D campaign that I'm running. The expectation is that the group will face her sometime on Sunday, and so I really need to get her painted and ready for that game. I'm kind of in some conflict though, because personally I feel as if this is some of the best work that I've put into a mini, and so I don't want to rush it. I purposely chose to go with a grayish, more subdued skin tone in order to draw attention to the scales of the snake body. Again, I put a lot of time into it, and I really think the vibrancy and the colors just kind of matched and just kind of clicked with me there. I'm trying out a couple of Army Painter's new Fanatic line of paints for the purple cloth. I'm using Cultist Purple for the darker color, and I will highlight it with Hexed Violet. Overall, I'm very, very happy with the coverage of the Cultist Purple, and I will get to test out the Hexed Violet within the next couple of days. I'm going to try and paint this mini to the best of my ability while also trying to get it done within the time frame. I hope next week I can show you a mini that I'm truly proud of and that I don't have any regrets about, but my group deserves to have a fully painted mini box regardless, so that will happen. And with that, that's everything that I've worked on this week. I'm looking forward to painting up those dinosaurs for next week, so make sure you drop a comment with what paint scheme you would like. Once again, I want to thank everyone for the comments and the support. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more hobby content like this, and hit that bell notification to stay up to date with when I release videos. But with that, that's all I have. So my name's Keith, this has been the Paint Logs, and I will see you all next time. Bye!